Hello everyone and welcome to Military Grade Magic episode 17. This week we're going to be going over Fallout episode 6. The finale has already aired, but we are still catching up, giving you all time to get caught up, or you can look back and see all of the misfires and guesses that we have cooking for the end of the show. It's up to you. We're also going to be talking about layers this week as far as layers of the game. If you think that you understand the game of Magic the Gathering, I suggest that you turn this video off and live in ignorant bliss for as long as possible. Layers are some of the most complicated portions of the game. They don't have to be. So we try to break it down for you as much as we can. It is a little confusing, so we will try to make it as lively and fun as we can, as we typically try to do. So it is going to be a very educational episode as far as all that goes, but we will do our best to also make it entertaining. If you didn't watch episode 17A, that's okay. You can go back and watch it afterwards. But for the gameplay portion, I am playing my Hydra Mire Jund recursion deck, and Top is playing his Dinosaur Tribal deck. So, we're so glad you're here. We're so glad that you're joining us. So please sit back and enjoy this week's episode of Military Grade Magic.
Before we get started, I have a bit. As you can tell, 2 of my cards got shorted on my Card Kingdom order, and Card Kingdom so graciously refunded me $1 instead of sending me the cards that I needed. So, I went to my local game store and I was able to get one of the cards, but they didn't have stick fingers, so this is going to be my stick fingers. And then I need a useless card for my Stump Stomp, so I'm just going to take this Myriad Landscape, and this is Stump Stomp. This is Stump Stomp.
I actually think I have that in this deck.
Oh yeah? It's so good.
It's Dinosaur Stomp Stomp.
Well, so for the uninitiated, Stump Stomp is a fight spell that's also a land spell. Gruul loves fighting, and we need lands. So let me shove a token in here just so I can't cheat.
Just stick it way up in there.
Way up in there.
Way up in there, Morty.
Alright.
Way up in there.
Alright, Stump Stomp. Alright, you said you got a 14?
Yes.
I also got a 14, so reroll.
Reroll. 11.
14.
Seems sus.
It's a loaded die. I can keep this.
You can make it work.
I have no choice. My honor is on the line.
The law.
It's the law. Alright. Ready? Alright. I'll play a Wooded Ridgeline. It's a mountain forest, and it comes in tapped. And I'll
I have a draw. I'm gonna play, since I don't have 2 or more other lands, this overgrown farmland will enter tapped. I have no free spells, so it's your turn.
I mean, could you find some?
I mean, maybe.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Oh my goodness, I'm getting all my tapped lands, but let's just go ahead and get it out of the way. I will play a Sulphurous Mire. It also enters tapped. I'll pass. I have no 1-drop spells.
Tap. Keep. Draw! Let's do plains. By plains, I mean I'm putting the plain side of the
Blightstep Pathway. That's a good one.
No turn 2 plays for moi. Your go.
Alright. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. I will play my 3rd tap on Interland in Geothermal Bog. There's a
riveting gameplay.
Yeah. I gotta play though. I got a little better than what you got going on. I'll tap 2 and play Thrill of Possibility. I have to discard a card. I will discard the Master Multiplied, and I get to draw 2 cards.
But he's the one that allows you to keep your guys.
Yeah, I cannot. As long as he's on the field, you cannot sacrifice or exile creature tokens you control. He is pivotal to this deck. I drew my 2 cards. I will pass.
Untap it, tap it. Upkeep it, keep it. Draw it, draw it, draw it. So, the world famous basic forest.
Ooh! I have one or two of those in this deck.
Is this the... Oh, it is the foil one! Look at
Ooh!
that. Look at that.
Go ahead and tap that bad boy.
4 forest and 2 generic, and then we'll play a Fallout theme cultivate. I will search my library for basic land cards. Reveal those cards, put one onto the battlefield tapped, and I'll shuffle my library. You can go look for my shenanigans.
Alright. You just get, it's a cultivate, so you get one on the field, one in your hand.
Yeah.
Got it. Alright. Untap. Keep. Draw. I will play a command tower. And then I will play one of the cards I just drew on to a posted card. So I'll have to look it up the card so I can read it to you so I don't cheat. Alright. Tap Sulphurous Mire for black. I'll tap Command Tower for green. And I will tap 2 for X. And I will play Old Stick Fingers. Okay. Old Stick Fingers. So when you cast a spell, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal X creature cards. Put all creature cards revealed this way into your graveyard. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. Old Stick Fingers' power and toughness is equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. So I put X for 2.
So is this for everyone or just apply to
Just me. Brawn is my first creature. It's the one that gives everyone trample. And Fleshbag Marauder is the second creature. Everything else goes to the bottom of my library in a random order. So all my creatures have trample, and I have 3 total creatures in the graveyard, so he is a 3/3.
Okay.
I will pass to you, good sir. I have a creature on the board. The board state is moving on turn 4.
Is that an activated or triggered ability?
It's on cast, but his power and toughness is stars, so whenever creatures go into the graveyard.
Oh, I thought it was a continuous thing.
It is, yeah.
No. I thought like his milling ability or whatever it is.
No, it's just on cast.
Enter the battlefield effect?
No, it's on cast, not ETB. Oh,
okay.
I lost you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, I can't see you. Oh, now I can see you.
You good?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna do a Crag Crown Pathway. Do it on the side of
Red, it looks like.
thing. And I'm gonna tap 1, 2, one of those being a forest, and I'm gonna cast 3 visits, search my library for a forest card.
Okay.
And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna do it one more time.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast a Nature's Lore, search
Oh my gosh. This guy.
Ramp City, dude. I stacked this deck.
It looks like you put all of your ramp all in one spot.
I did. To note, they don't have to enter tapped.
That is correct.
And I will search for my land, and I will. Do I have any plays that I want to do?
Couldn't tell you.
No. So I'll search for my stuff. Search for 2 forests.
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Untap. Keep. Draw. I'll play Black Cleave Cliffs. He comes in untapped because I control... Oh, it comes... Oh, as I was. I'm not going to play that. I have a Black Cleave Cliffs in my hand. I will play an MDF land. Seer Step Pathway on the red side. So red, black, tap my command tower for green. Tap 2 additional to play my commander, Gyrus, Waker of Corpses. So he will... He does not. I don't have anger in the battlefield. For those of you uninitiated, whenever Gyrus attacks, you may exile target creature card with lesser power from your graveyard. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that card that's tapped and attacking. Exile that token at the end of combat. Alright.
So looking for a forest here, or another forest here.
Okay. Do I need to wait before you find it? Is that going to affect what you do?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, because I'm gonna go into combat and swing 3 at you.
I'm on foot, so I'll take 3.
Okay.
And I put in a tapped Triome.
Okay.
It's a forest, and I did a tapped Shockland.
You can pay the 2.
I don't need to.
Okay.
I have nothing cray I want to do at this point in time.
Okay. You got enough land. You should be able to play any dinosaurs you want next turn.
Alright, need to shuffle.
Double that.
What's the power toughness of your one dude?
Old Stick Fingers is a 3/3. Gyrus Waker of Corpses is a 5/5.
Alright. How do I want to play this?
I don't know. Are you starting your turn, or is this still on my combat?
I take 3 damage, right? Yep.
Yep.
You can move your second main.
Oh, okay. I have nothing for second main. I'm all tapped out. I will pass to you.
Yeah, that's how we end episodes.
And that's the end of the show, everybody. Thanks for coming out.
Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
It's a lot of mana.
Draw for turn. Any untapped mana?
I have no untapped mana.
1 tapped mana.
I have no untapped mana.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gyrus is a what? A 5/5?
5/5, yes, sir.
Sorry, hold on.
No, you're fine.
Cool.
Hold, please.
Okay. I'm going to tap green and 1, 2, 3 for Furious Altasaur. Vigilance Reach. Whenever a dinosaur creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. And then going to do 1 forest, 2 forests actually. Forest, and 1. And I'm going to cast Runic Armasaur. 2/5. They're both 2/5s.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
So, whenever a dinosaur you control does combat damage to a player, draw a card. And then whenever an opponent activates the ability of a creature that isn't a mana ability, you draw a card. So, activate, and not a static ability like Gyrus's ability, but like a pay-to-play ability. Semicolon.
You have to pick cost like tap it or pay mana or sacrifice a creature.
Okay.
Triggered abilities and static abilities don't count.
Gotcha. Okay. Alright, that your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Untap, upkeep, raw. Alright. I will play Underground Mortuary tapped. I get to surveil 1. I will put it in the graveyard. It's acidic slime. So that rolls up to 4. Then I will tap 2 and play Gruul Signet. I will pay 1. Tap Gruul Signet to play Mulch. Reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Put all lands revealed this way into your hand and put the rest into your graveyard. So Accursed Marauder and Combustible Gearholt go to the graveyard, and then I had 2 lands, 1 forest, 1 rootbound crag. So that brings my grand spanking total to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this rolls up to 6. I'm going to go into combat unless you got anything you would like to do.
Is Gyrus on hit or on attack?
On attack.
I will Swords Gyrus before you declare attacks.
Okay.
You get power equal to its
I get
light equal to...
That was the right call. Alright, I'm still going to go into combat. I'm going to swing 6/6 with trample at you.
I take 6.
Okay. Second main. I will pass.
Okay.
Coffee refill.
White, red, green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For my Gigasaurus Rex!
Rah, rah,
Go! Wish I could shake the screen from its gigantic roar. Okay, I go to combat. Anything?
No, I got nothing.
Or combat. Okay. I go to declare attacks. Sun's Avatar. You have no other blockers.
No, it's open board for you, hot stuff.
Yeah, both swing the board.
Okay.
So you got a 7/6, a 2/5, and a 2/5. Any blocks?
I have no blocks.
Alright, damage?
Should be 11, right?
Yes. Couple triggers. Why not? We'll do Gish the Sun's avatar first. So whenever she deals combat damage to a player, reveal that many cards from the top of your library.
7.
Put any number of dinosaur creature cards from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest at the bottom of your library in any order. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. Boom! Sakama! Yo mama! I don't get the cast trigger. Oh my god. Satalpa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. So, Regal Behemoth enters the battlefield. I become the Monarch. Whenever you tap a land for mana while you're the Monarch, it taps for an additional mana of any color. Yeah.
That's good.
I don't. Wait, I do. When Sakama Primal Calamity enters the battlefield, if you I didn't cast it. Untap all your lands, so I don't untap my lands.
Yeah.
Alright. And then Zatalpa, Flying, Double Strike, Vigilance, Trample, Indestructible. Okay.
It's all looking good for the home team.
Okay, and then I had 3 creatures. I had 3 dinosaurs. I control deal combat damage to a player, so I draw 3 cards.
Nice.
Okay. Alright, you can kill me now, and I feel like I did something really cool.
Oh, brother, I don't.
9 plus 8 is 17. 17 plus 6 is 23 mana worth of stuff onto the field.
Yeah, for free. No, that's good shit.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good. I had a feeling you were gonna wipe my board, or you were gonna take out my commander. I just didn't think it was gonna hurt that bad when you did it. So anyway, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna bounce back from that or not. At your turn?
Yes. End of turn, I am the Monarch.
You draw a card.
This will be the Monarch thing. My token stuff went up, and I'll draw a card for being Monarch.
Draw for turn. How lucky are we feeling? I'm going to play Raucous Theater. I'll Surveil 1. Throw that in the graveyard. It's not a creature. It's not looking good for the home team.
I believe in you.
I don't think you do. Wish my Thrill of Possibility had flashback. That'd be nice. I have to pay 5 for my commander now. Tap this for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Commander's 7/7. I can't get through your defenses. I will leave Old Stick Fingers up. Pass. Tapped out board.
How does Stick Fingers work? His power up to creatures.
Number of creatures in the graveyard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 creatures in my graveyard. So he's a 6/6. I'm 1 Bajuka Bog away from being dead with him.
So on the Monarch, lands.
Tap for 2.
Tap for 1 mana of any color. So white, generic. That's 6.
Yep.
I'm gonna cast Farewell.
Woof.
I'm gonna exile all graveyards, all enchantments, all artifacts. All creatures stay.
Artifacts and enchantments and graveyards.
Yep.
Okay. I'll lose Old Stick Fingers. Okay.
Let's see here. I'm gonna do forest, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm gonna cast Getless Stampede Tyrant. When she enters the battlefield, put any number of creature cards from my hand onto the battlefield. So I'll get her.
Okay.
And I'm gonna stack it for another one of her.
Oh my gosh.
And then I'm gonna put this guy on the field.
Oh my gosh.
And then I'm gonna follow it up with Earthshake or Dreadmaw. When he enters, I draw a card for each dinosaur I control.
Oh, perfect.
Draw 10 cards. I'm gonna play a land for turn. I'm going to do forest. So I have 2 untapped mana. Alright. Go to combat. I have. What's his power toughness?
7/7.
7/7. Because he entered with 1/1 counters, right?
Yes.
Alright. So 9/9, 4/8 in the air. And then my commander again, 7/6.
I'll block your commander with mine.
Okay, so they trade. You take 1 damage from my commander.
Why?
Everything, the top card.
Why do I take? We're 7.
I think it was 6/6, right?
No, 7/7.
Oh, 7/7. All right. So you take 9 plus double strike 4 is 17. 2 creatures, 2 dinosaurs dealt damage. I draw 2 cards.
Okay.
I'm going to have to.
If it's whenever they do damage, you should get 3 cards because of the double strike.
Oh, from double strike, this guy gets double strike, so he hits twice, huh?
Yep. That's how it works. It's in the name.
Yeah. Alright. Second main phase. I shall pass. I will discard the hand size here.
I'll play a Rootbound Crag. Whoop, because I control a forest and or mountain. It does not. Enter tapped. My deck does a thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's to you. Oh, I didn't show my deck. Hey, I tapped 8 and summoned my commander.
I'm still discarding the hand.
You're good. I'm not gonna survive another round of that. You have the power on the board, and I'm tapped out. You can swing for lethal and win the game.
Yeah. I'll swing the board.
Good game. There was no way I was gonna recover from the farewell. That was GG.
Farewell, man.
I needed. So the turn that you have to exile my commander, I had Triumph of the Hordes in my hand, and I was like, I think I can win this turn. If I pull the right thing out of my graveyard, I was like, I think I can win this turn. And anyway, I was like, he's gonna destroy my commander. He's got enough mana left open. He's white, and yeah, when you did, I was like, yeah, that sounds alright. So
I built this with you in mind.
Aww.
With how you build your green stompy decks. I'm like, I'm just gonna overload this with all the removal to keep the path open for her.
No, that's the way to do it.
You're gonna win this game.
Yeah. No, I think that's gonna be a nasty deck. It ran really well.
That stick fingers guy.
Oh, dude.
If you get like a mana doubler, because the more you sink into it, the more you mill.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the more creatures you mill. He's perfect for this deck because everything else just goes back to the bottom of my deck.
Starting to come together. Okay. Fallout Shelter. I didn't get to rewatch it. I didn't have enough time this week.
Well, you know what you could have done? You could have gone to my favorite Fallout YouTube guy, Oxhorn, and just rewatched his video, which is what I did yesterday when I was on the road for 2 hours one way. So I'll take the helm on this, and then you can be like, oh shit, yeah, that happened.
I do have one that sticks out in my mind so bad.
Okay.
But I will let you start.
I will. So, a lot of the stuff you were complaining about were the shows here, there, and everywhere. This is the episode where you can see all of the pieces of the puzzle starting to converge on a single point. So if you don't like that, I don't know what to tell you. But everything's coming together so we can start wrapping this show up. Is the main takeaway that I got from this. Um the points of view from Barbara at the beginning were very
I
what's the
liked
word I'm
it.
looking
It
for? It was
humanized her.
good. It humanized her, but it kind of made like the big needle drop, bomb drop, mic drop moment of season 1 kind of took the air out of its bag, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Where she was like this cold-hearted killer in season 1. Now it's kind of like, well, I was threatened to do it, and I'm like, okay.
I wish she wouldn't have done that. I empathized with her in that if I was in her shoes and I knew this was going to happen, if I'm here or not, I would at least like to see where this ship is going so that people I care about, I can maneuver them to the best possible scenario. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I got from her this episode is she doesn't agree with this at all. This is a master class on how not to run a marriage with this lack of communication. Anyway, from both sides. I think a simple, hey, we need to have a talk could have fixed a lot of problems, but shows drama. Sure. I get it. This was the one sticking point to me when he finally confronts her in the hotel room. They have like maybe 5 sentences of dialogue, and then it cuts to something else. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? This is probably the most important piece for the ghoul, for her, for how they go. And you just fucking cut it off like that? I was so upset. Oh man, I was so upset. Anyway, that was my big one that was the one I couldn't let go. This episode was. I wish they would have played that whole segment of their talk out to its entirety, and then anything after that, like I really didn't care too much about. But I wanted to see, okay, how is this crescendo their marriage with this giant elephant in the room? I wanted to see that. Sure. That's me.
So the way Oxhorn does his videos, if you ever go and do watch the recaps of these videos, I do highly suggest it. What he does is he takes each character arc and he splits them up from that. So all of Barb and the ghouls' interactions and everything are all told seamlessly from the beginning. I
like that.
And he made out a point that I didn't pick up on when I watched it the first time, is the very beginning of those meetings and then her being like threatened on the elevator and stuff. That all happens during that break. That's her telling him what happened to her.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, leading up to the meeting from season 1, and it was such a jarring, like you said, it was so weird. I'm like, why did you do it that way? I understand, like, you want the show to open on, like, her seeing the nuclear bomb and everything else. But, like, this weird bouncing back and forth, like, it's not linear. And I shouldn't have to have somebody on YouTube explain to me, they're telling the story in this fashion, blah, blah, blah. And it yes, I completely agree with you. Very jarring, very weird. As far as all of that goes, for sure. But major highlights this week, Hank and the mind controlled, having all the people in the basement there mind controlled. It was a very they've done him up as a very interesting villain where he's trying to paint himself. I mean, maybe he honestly sees himself as some kind of hero. I think he's just manipulating Lucy and pulling on the thread that he thinks is going to convince her the most. But he's definitely going to be an interesting antagonist for this season, as interesting as mind control can be at this point. But yeah, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the interaction with the NCR and Legion guy, where Lucy had to be the one to push the button.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
Yeah, The pencil sharpening lady, like, need a pencil? And I handed it to her in the middle of the fight. I was like, oh. That's what your sharpening pencil is for.
Going back to your comment, do any villains, do they ever see themselves as like truly the bad guy? They probably see it as, hey, I see this problem. This is how I see as the ultimate solution. They like the pendulum swung, something dramatic happened, right? The pendulum swings all the way to the other side, just like with Hitler, right? The Treaty of Versailles, I think, like it nuked Germany's economy.
Yeah.
And like there's those pictures of people with wheelbarrows of marks just to go get a loaf of bread, kind of a thing.
Right.
So like the pendulum swung all the way to the other side, and then people on those extremes, like, this is how I'm gonna fix it, and all this and that. That's how I kind of see Hank, right? Is his name?
Yep.
Yeah, that's how I see him. Is like, hey, we got into this because of just people being people. People can't be people, obviously. So I, who is all good and altruistic, will control people, and we will have a society based that way.
And maybe I've watched too much One Piece, and I just can't. One of the major themes of One Piece is there's nothing more important than any person's freedom, whether it be the main characters or anybody else's. The main character, he'll straight up tell you, I'm not a hero. I don't care about, what happens to you. But, if like you take the time to take care of me and we're friends, and anybody encroaches on your freedom, I will beat the living hell out of them for absolutely nothing more than like a bowl of rice or an apple. I'll go to war with you. So like, cool, you're going to end violence, but the price is everyone else's freedom. I'm not going to, cool. I'm going to beat the shit out of you. And you're going to tell me how to turn this off. We'll do it one by one so everybody can get out of there if that's what we're going to do. Sure. But, yeah, but again, going back to Lucy from the beginning of this season, we're gonna leave the door open. Ma'am, these people are brain controlled. You're gonna let a bunch of raiders in here by leaving the door open. That's your big plan. Terrible strategy.
I don't think she thinks too far ahead. Let's be fair.
He is thinking of the immediate. If you've ever played The Witcher, spoiler alert, the obvious good answer is usually the worst answer. It will bite you in the ass every time.
Yep, being a paragon like you're in Mass Effect is sometimes doing the right thing has consequences on down the line. It'll make a domino fall. If it's going to be a domino you like that falls, who knows?
I think, not to get too far. Did you ever play Witcher 3?
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking about replaying it because they remastered it, I heard. And they're coming out with a new DLC? Or is that just a rumor I heard?
Well, I heard that they're about to do 4, but that's not what I was talking. Do you remember one of the missions was, the kids, saving the kids from the witches?
Oof, I don't. Wait. Kinda, but... Man, it's been years since I played it.
One of your choices, and I, in my mind, gotta save those kids. Didn't read all the paperwork. These were not good kids. They deserved what they were getting. Now, mind you, they were shaped like children, but they were not children. Because I took away their sacrifices, they went and killed like 3 times more kids. That's on me.
Oops.
You got to read all the paperwork up on these. The obvious choice is not always the right choice. Do your homework. Lucy probably should have thought about that a little bit more. I'm gonna say that with her pushing the button, I'm imagining the rest of the season is gonna be converging on this bunker here, whatever is going on. But so I don't think we're gonna be leaving anytime soon, especially with how we ended with the ghoul coming back. But speaking of the ghoul, the super mutant showing up, that was a fun. You're my New Vegas expert. Was there a super mutant presence in New Vegas?
No, Night Stalkers only.
Night Stalkers. What's a Night Stalker?
They are super mutants that became addicted to stealth boys. They are purple skinned versus green skinned.
Okay.
And they hate being visible. So they love being with their pit boys on. But no, like regular green skinned super mutants were not in New Vegas. From what I remember, it was always Night Stalkers. Wait, not Night Stalkers, Nightkin. They call them Nightkin. Oh, I think I lied. There is super mutants in the Sanctuary, and the super mutants they're actually like intelligent, like regular people, but just in super mutant skin.
Sure. So like the scientist from 4.
Yeah, Virgil. Yep. So there's a few super mutants like that, but out and about in New Vegas, there is in the wider open world. I don't remember there being regular super mutants, only Nightkin.
This one was very druid is the word that comes to mind.
Can I be an old man again right quick?
Yeah.
I feel like they're ruining the reveals of these beloved creature types. Other than the Rad Scorpion. I thought the Rad Scorpion was good.
I think the Deathclaw intro was good. I don't like the way that we ran away. Obviously we're saving that for the big final fight, it looks like, but I mean, I think the Deathclaw and the Rad Scorpion were really good.
I like the Deathclaw in Anchorage for sure.
Oh, sure.
I feel like they should have waited to do the Deathclaw scene in the center of the New Vegas when they were ready to do like a beginning to end confrontation to it. And now I'm just like, like now you have me suspended in disbelief that they can't rip down this door when they can easily just stand up and destroy a brick wall. Like,
if
you know what I mean?
If we're not doing the Deathclaws, they're being mind controlled, right? If that's not the case,
it's true. And then
if we're not doing that, how I would have done the show if Chief Corgi was the writer on the show, if they had found a clutch of the eggs, not broken, but found a clutch of the eggs, and the ghoul was like, "We got to get the fuck out of here." I would have found that, because then you could say, "Oh, they're defending the eggs," right? And then like you don't even have to show them; you can just hear them, right? And that's enough.
Yeah.
And I think that would have been, and I think that probably would have done more for the show as far as all that goes. But I don't like the strip tease of these Deathclaws. Obviously, the Anchorage that's going to live on is one of my favorite moments.
Oh, so it was such
from the show. So good.
That's all they needed for that episode. You didn't need to do anymore. Wait until you can have like a huge beginning sequence, a mid-fight sequence, and then an end sequence, like a conclusion to that Deathclaw fight, like something satisfactory. Like they use like a Fat Man or some shit to blow it up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like they fumbled that one.
If it was me again writing this, just knowing what I know up until the end of episode 6, have our Brotherhood of Steel, the remnants of the NCR, Lucy and the Ghoul all teaming up to take down one, and then it turns out there's like 2 more, and they're like, "Fuck!"
Right?
And like that's how I would have ended that Deathclaw fight. You're retaining the Deathclaw's integrity as being a badass. It takes this whole group to take one down. But anyway, just kind of making them a force to be reckoned with. I don't know. That's the.
And I don't know.
It should be a big deal to take one of those down.
It is
what I'm saying.
It always was in the game, and I don't know. To me, it just felt cheap. I think anyway. But the super mutant, like I would say, like Deathclaw super mutant, like top 2 creatures. If you're thinking Fallout, to me, that's what I think. Super mutants and Deathclaws. The tease we got with this druid guy who we know nothing about, I'm like, brother, it's like your first impression. Your first impression was super mutants. The first time I ever saw one, I was terrified. You know what I mean? Sure. Why not set up the super mutants like how we thought they were just mindless warmongering things, right? Just destroy everything, kill all humans. And the first one we see is this nice dude. I'm just like, man, I would have liked to have, I would have liked to have seen a fight, like a big one. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah,
anyway.
him just strolling up into the strip and saving the ghoul for seemingly no reason other than to save him. Yeah, I agree with you. It was convenience in the plot. I was glad, for those of you that didn't catch it, that was Ron Perlman.
That was
the super mutant. And Ron Perlman is in every single Fallout game.
Yep.
A little bit of fun Fallout lore for you that don't follow Oxhorn. Ron Perlman got paid $20 in a sandwich to do the voiceover intro for Fallout 1. And that's it. And then they loved him so much they brought him back every game since. But
my man.
Anyway, so he supposedly, in the same vein as Macaulay Culkin, like asked to be in the show for next to nothing just because he loves the series so much. He just wanted to be in the show, supposedly. So anyway, I am glad that he got to be in the show. Super cool. I was a little underwhelmed with how he looked. Granted, it was dark and we had the glowing whatever in the background, but I was like, you should be more green, was the first thing that went in my mind. But anyway, and I agree with you. Hopefully they're a bigger presence in season 3. We get some better looking ones, and maybe like a civil war between super mutants, with some being intelligent, some not being intelligent. That, for me, that's the super mutants I want to see.
Yeah.
For me, that's what I'm looking for.
I don't know. That the intelligent super mutants are the exception, not the rule. And for that to be your first introduction, I think for people who who are unfamiliar with the series are going to have a different expectation moving forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why is this one being mean?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I agree with you, 100%. Okay.
What were your thoughts on how it ended with the Brotherhood folks and the ghoul meeting back up?
So, full disclosure, I have not seen episode 7, but because of the circles I run with online, people have spoiled part of episode 7, which is an interaction between Thaddeus and the ghoul. So I cannot talk about episode 6 without talking about what that is about. So I will halt my conversation on that. I will say I'm interested. I've been itching to watch episode 7 because of that, but haven't gotten there yet.
I think it's just going to be, I don't know. I hope it's not the atypical, hey, let's go save the damsel in distress thing, right?
Well, Coop's only going to go there because of his wife and kid.
Sure.
For better or worse.
You know, off topic right quick, but on topic.
Yeah.
The more I think about it, the more I'm like, was the ghoul guy, not the regular ghoul, I'm just forgetting names, but
Thaddeus.
Is it Thaddeus? The guy who
the guy who used to be Brotherhood of Steel?
The guy who reminds me of that one soldier?
Yes.
I wonder if he does have FEV. I'm thinking about it more and more and more. I'm like, did they really inject him with that? I don't know.
Again, I cannot comment because of yes. But that's all I got. The only other thing, the Oxhorn guy is convinced, and I don't think they're going to do it because of the CGI budget would cost, but Oxhorn is convinced that Cooper is going to become a glowing one. From because of the uranium they shoved in him there. Yeah, he was convinced he's going to become a glowing one. Keeps relying on the radiation healing his body. I don't know.
Wonder if this means with this thing in him now, is he no longer going to need that medicine?
Surely to goodness, the super mutant ripped it back out of him after it healed the biggest part of him.
I didn't see it.
Right.
To me, it seemed like his body formed around it, but that was just me.
That's true. If it did stay inside of him, there's no way he did. I mean, canonically, he's got to become a glowing one, I would think.
Yeah. Was it like a fusion core, or was it like a glowing stone? I can't remember.
He just said uranium, so I would assume it's a rock. Ooh, that's what I wanted to talk about. What did you think of the dance number musical scene?
Not a fan. I think they could have stripped that out and gave me more of the talk between Hank and his wife. Not Hank, but the ghoul and his wife. I'm like,
cracked me up. I was laughing so hard. I knew it was all fantasy. For me, I was like, this is peak Fallout humor for me. I was like, this is funny. Did it move the plot forward one iota? Absolutely not. But was it funny? Absolutely.
Fair.
Why? Okay, last thing, and then we'll move on. Why do you think the overseer for Vault 32 is like duping Chet into getting married to her? You think? That was like the last big one last thing, big reveal for the episode.
To
it's
me,
like she was like announcing to the Vault that they were getting married without talking.
Right? It's all a scheme.
Yeah, I don't know what her.
To me, her angle is to get cred with the Vault dwellers, right? It's like, hey, I married one of you, like me.
Yeah.
Fuck this other old lady that won't let you have fun. I'm the fun overseer.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of seen it.
She definitely killed the fat guy from the Vault. I can't remember his name. The other guy was looking for checkers. She definitely killed him. I don't know if she's trying to distract everybody with the wedding. I'll be very. Anyway, hopefully her backstory gets covered a little bit next episode. I'm excited to get into that a little bit. All right, that's all I got for Fallout Shelter this week.
Cool.
Want to give it a rating?
Rating, I'm going to give it a solid 2 Pit Boys out of 5. Wasn't a good episode.
Ooh.
No.
Oh, wow. I would at least... I'll split the diff. I would have said 3. I'll say 2.5. I'll say 2.5. Vault Boys.
It's all because of them just ripping me out. Probably one of, in my assessment, the most pivotal moment of the pre-war thing. We didn't cross this bridge. What did you think of House not being House?
That was from last week's episode.
Oh, I thought it was from this one. That
we had already talked about that. I think episode 1. I was like, "There's 2 houses." So I'm not a genius. I was just when it was like, "I'm the real Robert House." I was just like, "Yeah, I know." So anyway,
fair.
For me, it wasn't like a huge surprise.
So for this episode, we are going to start peeling back the onion, which is layers. We've gone over
the trading card game.
It is. We've gone over the stack and priority, which guides the game into the order in which players add to the stack and the rules of how the stack is resolved. Layers is the system you use once all of your stuff has been resolved. How does it actually interact with other, what we're going to know as objects in the game? I don't know. So,
only there was some kind of class that could break it down for us, Barney style.
Oh, trust me, we're going to. As all things Army, everything's an acronym. So I'd like to introduce you to our class for today. This is going to be an unclassified brief over the basic layer education for entry-level players, or BLEEP, as they say. Hello, I'm your instructor, Top. Before we go into this class, like always, we're going to have our safety brief.
Safety brief.
Excellent. The following class is in accordance with MGM 676-12 Bravo, subsection Quebec. Today's primary learning objective will be understanding layers of Magic the Gathering. Before we can conduct this class, we must go over the safety guidelines. A safe warrior is an effective warrior. The risk assessment is low because it's always low. This will be accomplished by the following simple guidelines we have provided. If you are watching on your computer, as approximately 37% of our viewers do, you can avoid slips, trips, and falls by pausing the video and checking for any loose cables in your office area. You will ensure all drinks and lids are kept on place and on the floor. It would behoove you to take notes so get your paper and writing utensil now. You will keep writing utensils out of your eyes, ears, nose, and anywhere else they shouldn't be. If you do not have a writing utensil, you can borrow one. Just know it will come with a counseling session as it is part of your uniform. If you are driving or listening to us while driving, you will safely pull over to the side of the road, turn on your hazards, and gather your note-taking material. You will not resume driving until this segment is over. Or you acquire a battle buddy to take notes. If you have a battle buddy riding with you that will be taking notes, you'll need to be extra vigilant as your TC may be unable to spot potential hazards. You will obey all posted speed limits with consideration for weather and other road conditions. If it is rainy, foggy, snowing, windy, too bright, or suspiciously too nice of a day, reduce your speed 5 to 10 miles an hour. If you are working out, you may proceed, but between repetitions, you will take notes on your nearby pad and paper. You will, however, use a spotter and keep a water source at the ready. If you are going to run, you will pause this video, listen to some of our music on YouTube until you finish your run, and then come back to this video to properly and safely absorb it. Regardless of how you are watching us, you will not leave your trash on the side of the road or on your desk. You will use the recycling receptacles we have shipped to your home for record. Oh, shipped to your home.
Of record.
Oh my gosh. Shipped to your home of record listed in tiers. This item has been added to your clothing record, and it will be a part of all future OCIE Shakedown events. Remember, I am not your mom. When your recycling bin is full, you will identify the nearest recycling facility and take the bins there. If your recycling bin is damaged, scuffed, or in any way not returned the order which you received it, you can bet the Army will conduct a flipple. Okay, that concludes the safety brief. Everyone be safe.
I feel safe.
Yes, fantastic. All right, so the references used in this brief are the Magic the Gathering Comprehensive Rules, specifically January 16th, 2026. So if you're listening after this date, be sure to go to the Magic the Gathering website. They got wizardsofthecoast.com. And any rules that we reference here, ensure that they are still the same. Also, I want to point you over to the YouTuber Attack on Cardboard and his excellent video titled, "This is Your Sign to Learn Layers, Beginner to Advance, the Complete Guide," published September 21st, 2025. And listed is the URL. Be sure to go to the video, give him a sub, give him a like, and let him know that MGM sent you. Here is our agenda. We are going to identify what a layer is, understand how the layer system operates, and finally, we're going to apply how the layers interact with one another. All right, to start off, we need to know what a layer is. Layers are a system used to determine how the order of continuous effects are applied. It is like I said earlier, it is a separate system from the stack. Again, the stack tells you at which turn order can players add to the stack, and how the stack is resolved. Layers are everything after this the spell is resolved from the stack. Knowing what a continuous effect is key for knowing what layer level it is in accordance with the rule 611.1, a continuous effect modifies characters of objects. Again, big thing is objects. We normally use permanents, but in the rules, they always refer to them as objects. So it modifies control of objects or affects players or the rules of the game for a fixed or indefinite duration. The glossary definition of an object is an ability on the stack, a card, a copy of a card, an emblem, a token, a spell, or a permanent. So basically anything involved in the game, they're just dubbing an object, even if it's not physical.
I'll pause here real quick.
Yeah.
So, and you're going to go over some examples here in a second, but just for, this is what was hemming me up when we were studying for this. Continuous effect is not necessarily a static ability on the board like all creatures enter tapped, right? That is a continuous effect, but something that lasts until end of turn or end of combat is also a continuous effect. It can be any length of time. It can be indefinite until an enchantment is removed, or if you play an instant or a sorcery and it says, your creature is indestructible until end of turn, that is a continuous effect until the end of the turn. So that is what a continuous effect is. And going back to what you were saying about the layers, the priority determines when things happen. Layers determines how they happen, is the best way for me to understand. And hopefully that makes sense to everybody listening to this. All right. Okay, proceed.
All right. Next slide. Here is a few examples of cards that will provide a continuous effect. We have an instant speed spell that you would use as a combat trick maybe, or something to save your character from death. Giant Growth. It is a fixed period of time till in a turn that creature gets +3/+3. Helm of Awakening reduces the cost of the spells. And this Winter Misanthropic Guide, he sets the maximum hand size of cards. Okay. So, how many layers is this onion? It goes 7 layers deep, with layer 7 also having 4 subsequent layers, or sub-layers is what they call it. Layer 1 is copy, then we have control, text changing effects, type changing effects, color changing effects, ability changing effects, power and or toughness changing effects.
Remember when we said you all need to be taking notes? This is what we were talking about.
Yes. The start, so if you if you control F layer in the comprehensive rules, you're going to get a lot of searches, right? A lot of hits. I think it's like over 1,000 because layers put a P in front of it. It's player, believe it or not. So the comprehensive rule number 613, against comprehensive rule 613, if you just control F613, it'll bring you to the interaction of continuous effects. That is the major section that this class is going to be under, is the interaction of continuous effects. That's where you will find the layers. Layer number 1, copy effect. So the way the rules kind of read, it's almost like there's 2 sub layers within this, because they give it a A1 or a 1A and a 1B, but they don't call them sub layers like they do for power toughness.
Interesting.
Yes. So in the copy effects layer, you have anything that says it becomes a copy. That's pretty straightforward. But what also is included is any mutate effects, or any copy effects of cards turning up or entering the battlefield. They're applied here. So Also in this phase or layer is face down spells and permanents have their characteristics modified in accordance with the comprehensive rules 708.1. So fun fact, if a face up permanent is turned face down by a spell or ability that doesn't list any characteristics of that object, it becomes a 2/2 face down creature with no text, no mana, no subtypes, and no mana cost. This is applied in layer 1. Fun facts.
Morph decks are not nice.
I haven't morph decks and
I played
decks.
against one in Qatar. He was an Air Force guy. If you ever find this channel, screw you. It was not a nice deck. There is no response to your cards being turned upside down unless you're playing a morph deck. So he played a bunch of all creatures on the battlefield flip over. He was playing a morph deck, so he didn't mind. He'd just flip them back over. But oh man, it was disgusting.
Nice.
Anyway, proceed. But yeah, screw you.
Yeah, fuck you, guy. Here are some examples of cards that affect the layer 1. Obviously, clone. You enter as a copy target artifact. You got your mutate, and then, as we were just talking about, turning a card upside down or face down. Oh, another fun fact I learned: you can't if there's an effect that turns a card upside down that's already turned upside down, what do you think happens?
I would say it just, if there was anything on top of it, it would go away, but it stays upside down.
Yep, it stays upside down. It does not flip upside up because it's already face down. You can't face it down again.
Right, so but like what I'm saying is like, say it was upside down and you'd put counters on it, the counters would go away.
Yeah, that'd be a good one to
it'd be as if it inverted on top of itself, basically. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to read the comprehensive rules.
It's not a good time.
Okay. Layer 2, control changing effects. Simple enough. Someone gains control of your shit. Few examples. That's all this layer has. It's real simple. I wish all of them were this simple. Someone gains control of your stuff. You can do that in a form of enchantment. You gain control of target enchanted creature with mind control, or act of treason. Cast a sorcery, gain control of target creature till end of turn. Untap it. It gains.
What is it's in your Braids deck, the blue card. Every time you play land, you get to seize control.
Oh, something rift. Something rift. It is elemental rift.
Elemental rift, is that? It's something like that. Elemental royal.
Elemental royal. Yeah. I think that's it.
Oh my gosh.
Dude's a dick.
Every time I see that card, I'm like, I fucking hate you. That should be on the game changer list. Change my mind. I fucking hate that card. So good. This is why, and we'll get into, I want to come back to this example as a reminder for later. This is one of the earliest things that tripped us up when we first started playing on our first deployment was why is it when I play Act of Treason on someone's best creature, why don't I get all of the stuff that was on that creature? It's because it's so high up on the layer chain, but we'll get into that later. But
yeah,
this one, as simple as it is, it does get a little trippy.
Yes. All right, layer 2, simple enough. Someone gains control of your crap. Layer number 3, text changing effects. So this can get, people can probably misconstrue this with layer number 6, the ability changing one. So I'm just going to read straight from the rules on this. So in accordance with the comprehensive rule 612.1, some continuous effects change an object's text. This can apply to any words or symbols printed on that object, but generally affects only the object's rules text, which appears in the text box, and or the text that appears in the type line. Such an effect is a text changing effect. Rule in accordance with the comprehensive rules 612.3 effects that add or remove abilities don't change the text of an object they are affecting. So any abilities that are granted to an object can't be modified by text changing effects that affect that object. Oh my goodness. So ability, there's a layer specifically for abilities. Adding and removing abilities, it messes with text, but it doesn't take effect into into layer 3. What they're talking about is like you change a name of a card. Actually, let's just bring up some examples here. Deadpool, right? You completely exchange things, right? Deadpool enters and you may exchange his text box with another creatures. So that's a text-based layer 3. We have Witness Protection. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and gains green and becomes a green and white citizen. The citizen is the text change. Green and white is in the color section, and the lose all abilities is in the section in the ability layer. But becoming a citizen named legitimate business person. Wait, I think I'm wrong. I think citizen's a subtype. So that's actually in another layer. I think the named legitimate business.
The name is the change.
Yeah, the name is the text change. I still get this fucking wrong. It's so crazy. But yes.
It's so tough. So that's what I say. That's what I was going to say. The difference between crib swap and witness protection is that crib swap doesn't change your creature's name.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why witness protection falls into layer. Well, we should have said this from the rip. Edit it back. Any of these cards can affect multiple layers at any time.
Mm-hmm.
So witness protection is affecting layers 3, 4, and 6, and 7, right?
Yeah, and power toughness. Don't forget power and toughness. Yeah, 7. Mm-hmm.
That's 7, right?
Yep.
So text changing changes the name of the creature. We'll get into layer 4 in a minute. Changes the type to a citizen.
Mm-hmm.
And then it
changes the color identity,
which is
6,
5
or 6. Yeah, 5 is color identity.
Mm-hmm. So it changes its color. So that's 5, and then it changes its abilities, which is 6, and then it changes its power and toughness, which is 7.
Mm-hmm.
That's almost all of them, fellas and ladies, or lady. Yeah. I don't know how many ladies are watching, but you know what I mean. Like it's almost all of them on that one card.
Yeah, and changing a subtype, it looks like you're changing the text because you're like it's now becoming this, but typing, and there'll be a slide for this, is its own layer. So the text change for this is that the target is now, it loses its name and it's now a legitimate business person. That is the text change layer. We also have Psychic Paper. As Psychic Paper becomes attached to a creature, choose a creature card name and creature card type. So the creature card name is the text changing effect.
Can we go back to Deadpool real quick?
Yeah.
Deadpool, if his ability read, when Deadpool enters, you may trade abilities with Deadpool and another creature, it would become a layer 6. But because of the way it reads is you may exchange the text box of this creature and another's, that's why it's layer 3. Does that make sense?
Because it doesn't say it gains the abilities of another creature, right?
It's exchange text boxes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's...
Because remember, gaining, adding, or removing abilities are not text-changing effects, even though it's changing the text.
Yes. Correct. And if you look at the art, Deadpool's literally cutting his text box off of his card and giving it to the other player. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
Anyway, all right.
I'm sure y'all have many questions. So do I still. All right, layer number 4, type
We'll learn together.
changing effects. These effects include changing the object's creature type, or excuse me, card type, which can be your creature, land, sorcery, planeswalker, enchantment words. So a card type is in the section between the text and the picture that says artifact, creature, -angel. Your subtype, it can change a subtype, which is human. These are examples. It's not a comprehensive list, but human, goblin, forest, or a zombie are all subtypes. Super types are words such as basic, snow, world, and legendary. So anything that affects this is done in the type changing. Anything you need to add on this one, Chief?
I think the most basic Betty one I can think of is like Helm of the Host, where when you make a token of a legendary creature, it makes it a non-legendary creature.
Mm-hmm.
That is a type changing effect.
Yep.
So that would affect layer 4.
Mm-hmm.
Just things like that. Like, I would say this one's not. Masquerade of the Nexus is another one where it makes everything. Yeah, I think that's just the basic Betty ones. I know you got examples here for us too.
Magus of the Moon, non-basic lands are now mountains. So that is changing the subtype, or excuse me, the super type to basic. And then Rocket Raccoon, is it Bellows his name? Bellow Bard of Brambles?
Yes.
I'm just going to call him Rocket Raccoon. I'm sure a lot of people do. At least I would think so.
I mean, his whole thing is trash. So
Trash Panda. During your turn, each non-equipment artifact and non-aura enchantment you control with mana value 4 or greater is a 4/4 elemental creature. In addition to its other types. Hey, it's written in there, right? It changes the type.
Yeah.
Too easy. Layer number 5, color changing effects. Anything that changes an object's color identity. So my examples here are Painter's Servant. As Painter's Servant enters the battlefield, choose a color. All cards that aren't on the battlefield, spells and permanents are chosen color in addition to their other types. So they get that color added. And then there is a land here. Lands are colorless, even though they produce mana. They are considered void of color.
That is why if you're ever playing against an Eldrazi player and they play all as dust and it says destroy all colored permanents, you do not have to destroy your lands.
Mm-hmm.
Don't listen to them. They're full of shit. They're trying to get you to blow up your lands. Your lands are safe from all as dust.
Unless this shambling vent, you pay into it, it becomes a white-black elemental creature.
That is true.
Yep.
Don't do that.
So, yeah, that was something I learned here. Just because a land produces that mana color or mana type, it doesn't make it a color identity of the land it produces. Fun facts.
And that is also why, for a vote cost, you cannot pitch your lands. So that's a little dual hatter there. You can't pitch your mountain to get your Fury out for free.
Interesting. Never would have thought of that. It's a good one. All right.
Yep.
This is the one that... This one and layer 7, I think, are probably the ones that you'll find most of your issues with layers, right? All the others are
class, if you will.
So, layer 6, ability changing effects. This includes adding, removing abilities, adding and removing keyword counters such as flying, tramp, how about trample, death touch, etc. And
I like tramp better.
Yeah. Also, can't have abilities are also applied here. I'm trying to think. Yes. I have seen cards that say creatures, like, they lose all as something and they can't have something. I couldn't tell you the name of that, but
I can't remember.
I feel like I've heard of that.
There's one for each color, and it's like the blue one's like all creatures you control have flying. None of your opponent's creatures can have flying.
Yep. So that would apply.
They have those for each of the colors. I don't remember what the other. I don't remember what the set is called, but yes.
Couple.
That's gonna bug the shit out of me.
A couple examples here are dress down. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Creatures lose all abilities, so affecting layer 6. And then Achroma's Will. Creatures you control gain flying, vigilance, and double strike till end of turn. Those are keyword counters. So those apply in layer 6. Layer 7, power and toughness changing effects. Again, we have 4 sub-layers within this. The first one is 7 alpha. Effects from characteristic defining abilities, now referred to as CDA, that define power and or toughness are applied. This is the star on the power and toughness. That is a CDA. And here I've listed a Tarmogoyf. Its power and toughness is starred because it's based off of the creature types in all graveyards. That defines its power and toughness, a creature defining ability. There's one I have in Ghoul Caller Giza. It's a number of zombies in graveyards and on the battlefield. It gets 1/1 for each one.
So old thick fingers today.
Yes, yep. As well. 7 Bravo.
Pause. Archetype of imagination, aggression, endurance, etc. Those are that's the set where all your creatures have death touch. For the archetype of finality, creatures you control have death touch. Your creatures your opponents control lose death touch and cannot gain death touch.
I got the blue one in braids for the flying. Yep.
Yes.
Archetype of imagination, I think, is what that one's called.
Yes,
right?
That is correct. Yes.
All right. 7 Bravo. Here are the effects that set a power and toughness to a specific number or value. Look for the text base power toughness. If you see base power toughness, that is applied in 7 Bravo. Diminish. Target creature has a base power and toughness 1/1 until the end of turn. Now, it may not always say base, but it's when it sets it to a specific value. It's like your creatures are 2/2 till end of turn. It's what sets that the even though it doesn't say base, it sets the base value of it. So anything that affects
Kudo, King Among Bears, it makes all creatures 2/2. What is it's like Mahi Feathers of the Night makes all opponents creatures toughness 1.
Almost perfect in dog meat.
Almost perfect is a 9/10. It makes everything. It makes your creature 9/10.
Yep.
Yeah. Good shit.
All right. So that's 7 Bravo. 7 Charlie. Effects and counters that modify power and toughness, but don't set power and toughness to a specific number are applied. This is your 1/1 counters. Or anything that gives it like a +3/+3 till end of turn, +1/+0 till end of turn. So like with my feather, right? When I'm playing all those, give her +1, give her +1. It is put into 7 Charlie. Toxic Deluge is applied in 7 Charlie as well. Okay. Oh, you have anything you want to add to this one, Chief?
As your resident green player, this is where your bread and butter is right here.
So good. What's the gigantic growth? You get like +10, +10, or +8, +8. It's not giant growth. It's another like colossal growth.
Titanic growth, giant growth, colossal growth. Yeah, there's a lot of them.
OBKB. Final one. 7 Delta. Effects that switch a creature's power and toughness are applied in 7 Delta. Now, I think I have an example of when multiple things happen at once and how the math comes out. I posted in our units magic group chat about, hey, I have these 2 effects, one of them being a power toughness switching effect. How does the math play out?
Yes.
It's pretty innocuous, unless you kind of know this.
You ready? So we have Tifa Lockhart on the battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
Tifa Lockhart is a 1/2 with landfall. Whenever a land you control enters the battlefield, double Tifa Lockhart's power until end of turn. Pretty good card.
So it becomes a 2/2 when you put a land in the field.
For the first land, yeah.
For the first
till
land.
end of turn, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a continuous effect, some would say.
It is.
So let's just say you're trying to be crafty, right?
Uh-huh.
And you play Inside Out.
Okay.
Which switches target creature's power and toughness until end of turn.
Mm-hmm.
Then you draw a card. And let's just say you draw a card and it's an Evolving Wilds. You play that Evolving Wilds, you crack it, and you get your land. You've had 2 landfall triggers now. What do you think is Tifa's power and toughness?
Let's see here. I'm going to say it's going to be a 2/4 after everything's resolved.
A 2/4.
Yeah, after everything's resolved.
After everything resolves.
After everything's applied. Let's say after everything is applied.
Yeah, it's resolved and then applied, yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The spells resolve, the land resolves, her ability resolves, and you're correct. And so Tifa's, the way the layers work, especially for power and toughness changing effects, Tifa's power will go to 2 when Evolving Wilds enters. You crack it, you get your next land, so it'll go to 4, right? And then Inside Out will go through.
Yep.
And her power and toughness will switch. And it will go to 2. So she'll become a 2/4 in combat. Or whenever, if you decide to swing her, right?
Yep.
Is the way the spell works. Does that make sense?
It does to me. After I know how the layers work.
Now that I know how layers work, in my little dinosaur brain, would I like it better if it went from 2 to 4 to 8? Yeah, absolutely.
You would think it'd be at the advantage of the player.
Yeah, no, that's not how it works.
Okay.
But first, ad time.
Setting, Chicago, circa 1920. The city stretched out below my window like a bad habit that couldn't quit. Wet pavement, tired neon, and promises that never planned on keeping themselves. I woke up with a skull full of broken glass and bad decisions. My head pounded like a 2-bit drum with a grudge. That kind of headache you earn the hard way. Last night's bottle, and I had gone a few too many rounds, and this morning it was winning on points. Poured myself a short one anyway, and took a drink of the hair of the dog that bit me. It didn't fix the problem, but it quieted the noise enough to let me think. And some days, that's the best you can ask for. The cramped office smelled of day-old coffee and regret, the kind that settles into the walls and never quite leaves. The ceiling fan rattled overhead, coughing along like it's on its last legs, pushing warm air in lazy circles. PI business was slow, luck even slower. But I've been around long enough to know when the air felt wrong. I leaned back in my chair, boots up on the desk, took a long pull from a half-smoked cigar and listened to the city breathe. A knock, firm and certain, cut through the room like a first crack of thunder. Not polite, not desperate, just inevitable. I didn't answer right away. I stayed where I was, watching the frosted glass in my office door. Her shadow sat there, soft where it counted, sharp where it mattered. Even blurred by cheap glass and years of cigarette smoke, that outline told a story. Long legs, straight back, a hat tilted just enough to say she knew exactly what she was doing with it. The kind of shape that makes men write bad checks over and worse alibis for. You couldn't see her face, but you could feel it, calm, certain, and carrying trouble like a calling card. The city held its breath. The air went heavy all at once. That shadow wasn't a woman waiting for a gumshoe like me. It was a front rolling in, dark and wide, promising rain and damage in equal measure. I sighed, pushed myself up in my chair, and reached for the door. Whatever was on the other side of this glass was already inside my life. That thunder had sounded, and now it was time to open the door and let in the rain. I pulled the door open. The storm stepped into my office, wearing a face that matched the promise. She was all angles and elegance, eyes steady, lips set like they learned not to ask for favors. Up close, she smelled faintly of trouble and something expensive, both of them dangerous in the wrong hands. Without a word, she reached into her coat and slid a folder to me, thick with papers and bad news. I took it, feeling the weight settle my palm, knowing right then this wasn't just another job. It was the kind of case that rearranges a man's life and leaves him counting for the cost long after the thunder fades. I looked down long enough to read the bold letters of the case file, and it said, rank, shadow, exception to policy.
Rank Shadow Additional Duties latest DLC. Exception to policy. The same game, but with an ever-evolving story. If you haven't started playing yet, don't worry. You will not be that far behind your constituents that you can't keep up with your friends. When you make your anime-esque character, you will start off as a private who can be ordered around by anyone, unless you upload your college transcripts, your certificate proving you stayed in the Boy Scouts and or Girl Scouts all through high school, or provide evidence that you have gotten at least 2 of your friends to start playing the game. If you use our code when you sign up, you can skip all this and enter the game as a specialist. This will unlock new missions and assignments, but with next to no responsibilities, so you can enjoy the game to its fullest. This is what we at MGM call the sweet spot. If that's not enough for you, you can still continue to grind to make it to Sergeant. You just have to keep your character fit by feeding it relatively healthy meals and working out like it's a Tamagotchi. If you fail to complete your weekly missions, your character will become overweight and fail the semi-annual height and weight check conducted in the game, which is based off an archaic system and will have you booted from the game with no credit of ever even being in the game, and your friends will shame you. Don't be that guy or gal. Start playing today. Except for Exception to Policy DLC, the highest rank available to date in the game has been unlocked, where you can be nominated to the rank of Staff Sergeant via an Exception to Policy. This will allow your character to take on more responsibilities than they are likely ready for, and will lead them to adopt coping habits that will bring irreparable harm to your character and their in-game family. Did I not mention you can have an in-game family? Once you've completed your weekly missions for 4 weeks in a row, you can use your in-game VA home loan to buy yourself a house. And in the original game, you could only marry your high school sweetheart, but not now. Exception to Policy DLC allows the option to marry a fellow service member and a stripper. If you use your code during this event, you will be able to have a fateful encounter with Cinnamon to get yourself out of the barracks and onto the next phase of the game. There is so much more to see and do in this ever-evolving game, and you know you're going to play it, so why not get all the free stuff when you sign up? Remember, these offers are only available if you use this code when you sign up for Rank Exception to Policy.
She turned, walked away without a word, heels tapping once, on the floor like a period at the end of a bad sentence. Before she disappeared down the hall, she gave me a look, cold, measured. That kind that says you're already in deeper than you think. Then she was gone, taking the storm with her and leaving me alone with the fan, the coffee, and whatever fresh trouble she just microtransactioned me into. I flipped open the folder, started thumbing through the pages. That's when it got strange. No bodies, no blackmail, just patch notes. Page after page about the new Rank Shadow Additional Duties DLC. Expanded grind mechanics, enhanced paperwork realism, and my personal favorite, a new mandatory side quest that did absolutely nothing to advance the main storyline. There were bullet points about cosmetic rank insignia that unlocked after you've already grown out of them, morale boosts that expire faster than a cheap cigar, and a known bug where effort doesn't quite translate to reward. But the developers assured players it was working as intended. I leaned back in my chair and sighed. Whatever this case was, it wasn't about finding answers. It was about surviving. Another update that nobody asked for, and everybody was going to pay for anyway. The last page talked about the feature no one really even wanted. A new celebrity-based character. Some washed-up has-been star. Stitched up to the game with a grin too white and dialogue written by committee. He came preloaded with catchphrases, 0 useful abilities, and a morale debuff that triggered every time he opened his mouth. To make real progress, now you need a shiny new pay-to-win currency sold in bundles just small enough to leave you a nickel short. And right there at the bottom, like a bad joke that wouldn't die, the familiar promise. Use code MGM76 for a free generic character nobody ever played, and just enough premium currency to install light-load laminate flooring into your base. I closed the folder, rubbed my temples. The headache wasn't from last night anymore. These offers are only available if you use this code when you sign up for the DLC.
Are you telling me that after hearing all of those features, you still haven't downloaded Reconception Policy? What are you waiting for? A 20K sign-on bonus? Brother, do I have news for you. Sign up this week only, and you get 20K MREs, which is used as this game's in-game currency. Imagine what Cinnamon would do for you for that kind of money. Get all the freebies and a canvas bag shipped to your door if you sign up today. You don't want to get behind your comrades in anime arms as we get ready to break into this next saga of this epic RPG. Listen, we know we have sold you some piss poor advertisements before, but this game is legit. Top and I got an exclusive week to play this game in the beta. It was so much fun we didn't even record last week. If you want to try it out for yourselves, download the game, rank Shadow Additional Duties onto your smart devices today. After you download it, go ahead and get the DLC. It'll take a while, and you may need to delete some family photos or other formerly essential things on your smart devices to make room for it. But once you get situated in the game, come find Top and I's unit that we formed called Military Grade Magic. You can submit a request in the in-game version of Ipse and watch as it gets trapped in a mountain of updates and mindless whoopsie-doos, as it most likely will never go through for some reason or another until you decide to form your own unit, and then whoops, you can't do that because you've been reassigned to Military Grade Magic. It's that easy. We look forward to having you join our group and playing countless hours on the world's slowest growing RPG. What the fuck were you doing? Ad read over.
I wrote a LA Noir-esque ad read.
Oh, you fucking think? Oh, you.
The whole time, dude, I am just busting up laughing the whole time I made this.
For context for everyone at home, we decided to do a joint ad read. You couldn't tell, but we didn't tell each other what we wrote. I just assumed we were both writing about the game.
I did.
Joke's on me.
Mine was he got the game, but it was in story format.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. I wasn't ready.
Hey, I'm here to capture the imagination of the viewers.
Hey, you did it. You did great. Captured my imagination.
Oh man, my mouth got so dry by the end I couldn't fucking speak.
That was good. You did a good job.
Thank you. I had female lines in there initially, and I was going to have my wife read them. I'm just like, nah, it's way too complicated. It needs to be. Yeah.
That was good.
I thought it was funny. It reminded this is not my original idea, by the way. Internet Historian has an ad read where he does one like this, where he's a PI. And that was my favorite one of all of his ad reads. Yeah. And that's where I took my inspiration from.
That's fine. And when you did it in the opening, I was like, that's funny. I can't wait to see what he does for the actual.
Oh, he's still going.
Down and you went back up. I was like, oh shit, he's gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. That was good.
Ad read over.
Yeah.
Our next guest, they're going to have to decide
we get chosen,
between.
We're moving on. Child Shield and
Rank Shadow Exception to Policy.
Exception to Policy. Yeah. Love it. All right. Moving back on, I'll give you a little bit of a voice break. I have a check on learning. So, question number 1, how many layers are there? In typical military fashion, we have choices for you. How many layers are there? 1, 2, 4, or all of the above? I guess if you want to do math.
You like that?
Or for those of you not initiated, all of the above is typically the right answer on military tests, if you didn't already know that.
It's always all the above.
Every now and then I've been like, that's not right. But yes, 99 out of 100 times it will be all the above.
I like the flavor. You add it up, it equals 7. So all the above. Add them up.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Right.
Yes, there's 7 layers.
Question number 2. How many sublayers are in layer 7?
What are my choices?
1, 2, 3, or none of the above.
I'm gonna go with none of the above. It's always none of the above.
In those Who would have thought? There are 4 sublayers in layer 7. It is, for review, it is layer 7A is your star abilities.
What was that called? What was that called? That'd be a good question. The star abilities.
Characteristic defining abilities.
My man. CDAs.
So 7B is effects that set power and toughness to a specific number. 7C is effects and counters that modify power and toughness, but don't set it to a specific number. So +3/+3 or -1/-1. And then 7D is your power and toughness switchmaroos. And then our last check on learning question for this section. Adding or removing an ability is applied in layer 3 text changing effects. True or false?
Trebek, I am going to go with false.
In true military fashion, if the answer is false, what is the true answer?
True answer, adding or removing abilities happens in layer 6.
That is correct.
Ability changing effects.
That was your little your hint foot stomp was the Deadpool. Deadpool is technically doing the exact same thing but with extra steps.
Yeah.
But he's at layer 3 and Crib Swap's on layer 6.
All right, so we know what a layer is. We know what the layers are, but we still don't know really how they apply themselves. Like, can layer 7, if there's something happens in layer 7, can it affect layers 1 through 6? I don't know. How about we learn this together? So I want to use the, isn't it not euphemism? It's the expression chain of command for this. So layer 1 being the top dog, that is your general, right? He delegates down. You never delegate back up. So think of it that way. Layer 1 is your top dog, and it can only go down from there in terms of like delegation of effect or the effects happening. That's why on this slide, there's a downward arrow, big red downward arrow. So effects are applied top to bottom. Layer 1 all the way down to 7 delta. Subsequent layers cannot affect previous layers. And removing the ability from clone in layer 6 will not stop it from copying a creature in layer 1. Because copy effects happen in layer 1. If you remove clone's ability, it still becomes a copy of whatever it targeted. Or I don't think this says target. I think it says choose. You may have it enter as a copy of any creature.
So the example we use for this is clone. We're gonna use Tifa Lockhart again, and then crib swap because fuck crib swap. So if you play clone and you copied Tifa Lockhart, right, and her ability is whenever a land is played, you double her power and toughness.
Yep.
If you play crib swap on clone is still Tifa Lockhart.
Yep.
But it's now a 1/1 baby changeling. It just doesn't have the landfall ability, but its name is still Tifa Lockhart, and that is because clone layer 1 copy effects supersede the other layers that are affected. Does that make sense the way I broke it down for you?
100%.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so that is how we apply the layers, top to bottom. Subsequent ones can't affect previous. All right, so what happens if we have multiple effects in the same layer? Well, there's another system for that. I don't think I'm there yet. No, I'm still on the chain of command things here. So in accordance with the comprehensive rules 613.5, the application of continuous effects as described by the layer system is continually and automatically performed by the game. All resulting changes to an object's characteristics are instantaneous. And also in accordance with the comprehensive rules 613.6, if an effect should be applied in different layers and or sublayers, the part of each... I'm going to repeat this again. Start over, Blake, you idiot. In accordance with the comprehensive rule...
Keep it.
Keep it. Fuck it, we're doing it live. 613.6, if an effect should be applied in different layers and or sublayers, the parts of the effect each apply in their appropriate ones. If an effect starts to apply in one layer and or sublayer, it will continue to be applied to the same set of objects in each of the applicable layer or sublayers, even if the ability generating the effect is removed during the process. This goes back to Chief's example, right? You removed the ability of this Lockhart chick to have the landfall effect. That's what this talk is talking about. This is it in its rule-based format. You don't change the clone. It's still named Tifa Lockhart. It's just now the dumb baby, and it has its abilities removed. So these are the rules sections that govern what we just went over in terms of layers and how they affect each other. Okay. Now we're getting into what happens if we have multiple layers that happen in, or multiple effects that happen in the same layer. They have this wonderful thing called a timestamp, which is found in the comprehensive rules 613.7. Within a layer or sublayer, determining which order effects are applied in is usually done using a timestamp system. An effect with an earlier timestamp is applied before an effect with a later. So one thing that I didn't cover in these slides, they happen in app and app order, or active player, non-active player, if multiple things are put on the field at the same time. Say you have a card that says each player puts a creature from their hand onto the battlefield or something like that, right? The way timestamps are applied when those enter is the active player is timestamp 1, and then it follows turn order from there. Does that make sense, Chief? I didn't put that in this brief. So in my example...
It's very specific. That doesn't happen very often. Yeah. But yes, instantaneous still has to follow the turn order. Yes.
Yep. So a good example of how this timestamp works, say we have a Magnus of the Moon that turns all non-basic lands to mountains, and a Harbinger of the Seas, which turns non-basic lands into islands. The Magnus of the Moon has a timestamp number 1. The Harbinger of Seas has a timestamp of number 2. Chief, after all of the layers are applied in layer 6... Wait, no, excuse me. This is layer 3?
4.
Layer 4 types, yeah. Layer 4. because we're changing the type of the card. Are your lands mountains or islands in this timestamp order?
My non-basic lands become islands at the end of this, and it's
Correct.
because of the timestamp order. It follows the same principle as priority. It's first in, last out. So think of it as Harbinger of the Seas is sitting over Magus of the Moon in this situation, whereas as long as she's on the field, unless you can blink Magus of the Moon somehow and get a new timestamp on him, those cards will remain islands as long as she's on the field.
I think timestamps are pretty easy to follow.
Much easier than the layer system itself. But yes, timestamp, yeah, they make sense.
Mm-hmm.
The latest thing is the thing that we keep.
Yes, it's almost like a reverse stack. In a stack, you resolve the last thing first and then the first thing last. But timestamps are the opposite. The first things first and the last things last. Yeah. I can see how that could trip people up.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Good.
Don't overthink it. Timestamps are really easy, is what we're trying to say.
Mm-hmm. The ladder being our next slide, it took me so many watches of that video to actually, and then reading it and then writing the slide until I kind of got it. And I still don't think I have it. It's called Dependencies. And it is the most convoluted
Dependencies
thing.
are, if every fuck up I've ever made had a rule catch like Dependencies to be like, oh, he didn't mean to fuck up like that, is basically what Dependencies is for. Like, no. If I'd played it the other way, it would have been just fine. I'll let you read it, or do you want me to read it? I know your voice is getting.
I'll do this one, and then you can do the last slide. All right. So the first thing, let's define what a dependency is. So within a layer or sublayer, determining which order of effects are applied in is sometimes done using a dependency system. If a dependency exists, it will overwrite the timestamp system. That is probably what's going to F a lot of people up. It overrides the timestamp. So dependencies supersede timestamps. And according to comprehensive rule 613.8 alpha, you will have a dependency. An effect is said to depend on another if it is applied in the same layer. Applying the other would change the text or the existence of the first, what it applies to, or what it does to any of the things it applies to. And finally, neither effect is from a CDA, or both effects are from a CDA. So they have to be in the same layer. One affects how the outcome of the other, and they both or neither are CDAs. And finally, an effect dependent on one or more effects. I'm going to repeat that again. An effect dependent on one or more effects waits to apply until just after all those effects have been applied. Essentially saying the dependent effect happens last. Does that make sense at all, Chief, or did I flabbergast that all up?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I just want to really hammer home. They have to be in the same layer. For a dependency to be considered valid, they have to be affecting the same layer. Applying the other would change the text, and then the CDA. That's that's 7A on the layers. Either they both are CDAs or they're neither CDAs. Mm-hmm. It can't be one or the other. So if trying to think if we're going back to Tifa's ability, right, where one of the abilities is her landfall ability, and the other one is the star. I know there's some landfall ones for that as well. That is not going to count as a dependency because one is CDA and one is not. Even though they're in the same layer, right? They're both in 7. Because one is a CDA, they will bump. But yes, I think you got it.
Our boy Attack on Cardboard came up with a great example on the next slide, and I'll let you take it, Chief.
Okay. So for the example, we're going to be using March of the Machines and Mycosynth Lattice. I'm going to read both of the cards, and then we'll start going through the dependency example. So March of the Machines. Each non-creature artifact is an artifact creature with power and toughness equal to its converted mana cost. Okay. Mycosynth Lattice. All permanents are artifacts in addition to their other types. All cards that aren't on the battlefield and permanents are colorless. Players may spend mana as though it were mana of any color. So, this is a dependency example here. So both effects are applied in layer 4. In the example that Attack on Cardboard gives, March of the Machines is played first, and then he plays Mycosynth Lattice. In what world do you have 10 mana sitting open where this could happen? Couldn't tell you. Well, let's just say that it does, right? I guess. Mirari's Wake. I mean, Top was ramping like a motherfucker this game. I guess if he'd had blue, he could have done this. Okay. So, if applied in timestamp order, Mycosynth Lattice would changes what March of the Machine applies to. Neither is a CDA. So March of the Machines is dependent on Mycosynth Lattice. March of the Machines effect applies after Mycosynth Lattice. So what does all of that mean? So because of the way March of the Machines works, right, and then Mycosynth Lattice, so Mycosynth Lattice changes all of your permanents into artifacts, period, right? All permanents are artifacts. The way March of the Machines reads, each non-creature artifact is an artifact creature with power and toughness equal to its converted mana cost. Holy shit. If we played March of the Machines first, right, and we went by timestamp order, right, some of your creatures some of your non-creature artifacts would be creatures, and some of them wouldn't be, strictly based off of the timestamp order. But because they are dependent, because of the reasons that we gave you, right? They're both in the same layer. The way their effects would work, because of the order they're played in, and neither are CDA, you can determine that this is dependent, and therefore you can set Mycosynth Lattice to happen first. Therefore, all of your permanents will become artifacts, and March of the Machines will activate them all into being creatures. Did that come out as garbly goop as it sounded to me? Did it make any frame? And I know you've wrote this and listened to it 30 times. So it makes more sense to you than it probably does to anybody else. But
like the Attack on Cardboard said, if you were to apply this in timestamp order, after everything's applied, you would have artifacts that aren't creatures that still aren't creatures, even though March of the Machines is on there. So it's like a fallacy in a way. So
yeah, makes it not true. Yeah.
And the big thing is in that, if we go back up a slide, in 6138-A, applying the other would change what it applies to, is some of the verbiage in there, what it applies to. So Mycosynth Lattice changes what March of the Machines applies to, because it creates more targets, if you will, or creates more objects that are now non-artifact creatures, and now they're creatures based off their mana value. Yeah, I couldn't only imagine if I didn't have Attack on Cardboard breaking this down for me Barney style, I would probably still be beating my head against a wall for this one. To be fair.
Highly suggest watching that video after this one. Like we said earlier.
Such a good job.
And then probably watch this one again just so you Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
All right, ready to move on, check on learning?
Yeah.
Question number 1. A card with a later timestamp applies its effect before an earlier timestamp. True or false?
I'm gonna say false. But it's true.
False? I was gonna say. I was like, are you purposely throwing the question?
I am. I wrote the question.
I thought so. I would say true if there's not a dependency on the abilities, right? That's the only. But in there. To sum up everything that we've talked about, like onions, Magic the Gathering has many layers. In casual games, it could be could probably go an entire game without really thinking too difficult about layers. But as you start getting a little bit more competitive and trying to build more interesting decks, it will be very important. It will become more and more prevalent that you understand how these layers work, which is the purpose of this class. And ultimately, this lesson hopefully helped you understand your deck a little bit better and know of all possible, or not all possible, but know of some potential dependencies ahead of time. And then when in doubt, read the fucking manual.
Control F is there for a reason, my friends.
Control F is there for
a reason. It is omniscient.
Knows all.
I'm going to go back to the one bullet point here. Understand your deck.
How many times will Top bring that up?
It is on the onus of the deck owner to know how your things work, to know your cards, know how they interact, know if you have dependencies ahead of time. It will save everyone so much headache, and it will save everyone time, which ultimately is the ultimate value of this whole game is time. Because some turns can take 30 minutes, right? Let's not spend...
Looking at you, Moose.
Let's not spend 10 minutes looking through the comprehensive rules like, oh, this is a dependency, isn't it? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Just know your deck and know it ahead of time. Like, if you have March Machines and Microsynth Lattice in there, we already gave you a freebie, right? So you already know you have a dependency.
That's true. Before I had Attack on Cardboard explain that card, that is not why I put Microsynth Lattice in my deck, but I was like, oh shit, I can do that. I didn't know that.
The more you know.
Good card. I literally put it in there for NVIDIA's disc, which is destroy all artifacts, enchantments, and creatures. So all of my permanents are indestructible. Everyone else's is not.
That's gross.
All my artifact. Anyway, and I just blow everyone else's shit up. I'm just like, and I will now run over the team. I've never gotten it to work. I'll never get it to work, but it is a nice idea.
Okay. Questions of the class. Going once, going
Looking
twice.
at you. EJ, I know you're already typing something in the comments. That's cool.
Have we hit our 100 subscribers yet?
Sure. Let's see. I think we're still at 23. But I will get an up-to-date as of February 6th.
Hot off the press.
For you. 23 subscribers, 61 videos.
Brother, we're double digits.
Hey, it's more than I thought we'd have at this point.
Yeah. So what episodes do our listeners have to look forward to? Any new ones coming down the pipeline?
New episodes?
Yeah, what kind of episodes are coming up on down the pipeline? Any spoilers?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so obviously we're doing this one. We are also planning on doing our threat assessment like we talked about with dear old
peanut butter jelly
Cookie Monster. I'm scrolling back here. I know we talked about this. Dead air, dead air, dead air.
I'm just gonna leave it in. Let's just 10 minutes of silence.
Yeah, just embrace the just knowing that we also were digging here.
Oh, I have heard Lorwyn has been kind of a hit. Is it not?
Lorwyn, oh man. So I actually, in preparation for today's game, there were 3 cards that were not in my and I mentioned it in the gameplay portion, but there are 3 cards in my card kingdom order that did not show up. Stick Fingers, Shriekmaw, and Stomp, and Card Kingdom, which I don't blame them. It was going to cost more to ship them than it was. So anyway, they just sent me my money back or whatever for the 3 cards I didn't get. So I went into my local game store in hopes that I could find these 3 cards, and I dug through 3 boxes of Lorwyn cards looking for Shriekmaw. And so much so that there were other players there for Friday Night Magic. Felt bad for me and was helping me dig through cards. But anyway, we finally found one. Could not find an old Stick Fingers or Stomp to save my life. But anyway,
Did you pay for it, or after the Herculean labor you did, he's just like, brother, you can have it?
I picked up Savage Lands, Shriekmaw. He had some foil Lorwyn lands, and I was like, those are cool. I like those. So I scooped those up, and then I grabbed something else too. There was like 5 cards, and it was like $2. Go to your local game stores and buy some fucking cards. They're really nice. It was. I was there for almost an hour. My wife was like, "When are you coming home?" I was like, "I don't know. I was taking pictures of the boxes. Like, I've looked through all of these cards, looking for one card, and I didn't even get to play it tonight."
Mm.
Such
you
a
got
good
to play
card.
one of them. Your fun one.
I got to play. Well, I got the one I made a proxy of.
Mm-hmm.
Shriekmaw is it's a black creature invocation. You can evoke it for 2. When it enters the battlefield, destroy target creature. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's a 3 power, so it's pretty easy to get out with Gyrus's ability to get a second destroy target creature. And then it has fear, so it can only be blocked by artifacts or other black creatures. So, really, really good for my Gyrus deck.
Dude, the Chupacabra, Flesh Bag Marauder, and then that guy, that's on 3 cards. That's 6 removal. That's pretty good.
I have
Pretty good.
I have 14 removal in that deck, and I think there's 1 non-creature removal, and the rest of them are creatures that in my wildest dreams I get to do over and over again. I just, you know what I mean? I'll sack them and then do them again. I am spacing on. You know what? You can search WhatsApp. I don't know why
I use that feature so much. All right, what was the gonna fix?
Oh, we're gonna do a radio episode.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a threat assessment episode. And we're gonna do a radio episode. If you want to take part, so we're gonna do a radio episode. We're gonna set up. MGM is gonna take to the airwaves. We're gonna play all of our songs. We're gonna DJ the shit out of it. It's gonna be a good time. I am really, really excited. More than I should be. Might talk a little bit about obviously it's going to be set to us being DJs, but might talk a little bit about the songs too. Who knows? Who cares? But we need people to call in and request songs and made up shit that people, sweepstakes, all that fun stuff. It will be hilarious.
The 69th caller who calls in gets free tickets.
Exactly. Concert tickets to the made up bands in our songs. all of that fun stuff. So we need people to call in. So if you would like to be on the call-in list, please hop on over to our email. I haven't checked in a couple of days, so if you've sent us something, I apologize.
Oops.
Like I said, we've been playing Exception to Policy religiously, grinding to make Staff Sergeant. So, you know, it is what it do. So yeah, but if you've been on there recently, we'll get to you probably. And if you haven't, hop over there now. Ask to be on our radio episode. We're excited. It's gonna be in the next month or so. But yeah, it'll be a good time.
Do you think we'll be copyright struck if I had this soundbite for Galaxy News Radio from Fallout?
I mean, which of our 23 subscribers are gonna rat us out? That's what I want to know.
Looking at you, Moose. No rats.
No rats.
I'm looking to get like a virtual like soundbite board or something. I think that would be fun.
Okay. Yeah. So for those of you that have never played on YouTube Studio, which is like the content creator portion side of things, I can see that's where the little bit came from, the safety brief, where it was like 37% of your viewers all watch on their desktop versus their phone versus whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Like I can see all of those metrics, which is super weird. The 2% of you that are watching with Japanese subtitles on, I hear you, I see you. I hope you're well. I'm very curious to know your story. You should hit us up in the on our website as well. I would love to.
Do you think it's our our old teammate? Is it our old teammate from our last
mode? Didn't play Magic though.
Yeah, but I could see him at least, you know, supporting us. I don't know if he's the only guy that I could think of, because I remember him. He would have like anime up on one phone and then something in Japanese on another phone, and he'd be doing both. And it's just like, how does your brain do that? He's the only.
He specifically told me he did not want to be NCOIC for the mission because he was like, it will interfere with me trying to learn Japanese. And I was like, brother, I need you to be the NCOIC. He did it. He's a champ. But yeah, he definitely did not want to. I don't blame him. It's a lot of work. He is good people.
Especially for the country he was in.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Oh, man. All right. Well, I think that's all I got, Top.
Yep. Me too.
Something else for me?
Okay. I'm
all tapped out.
Okay, we'll roll the outro music, and we will catch y'all on the flip side. Bye.
Yeah, we'll see you in the layers of comments down below. Huh?
I get it.
Huh?
I get it.
of the grave. Science cats are sleeping on the high wooden beams. Below them, the rattle claw mystic treads lightly out of the sun's gleams. The air smells of blood from this afternoon's latest battle. A sweet heavy scent to a warrior who is unrattled. You can howl at the thunder, but the thunder just bellows back. It will quake the bones of even the greatest beasts in the pack. The jungle is waiting for once you have fled. Count every heartbeat till the monsters are fed. Welcome to the terror jungle, where the shadows have weight and the silence can sting. Welcome to the terror jungle. Feel the heat of the lungs in every living thing. Breathing down your neck, you are no longer at the top of the food chain. From this jungle, life begins. From the cradle of mud until you are in the ground, feeding life anew. To the mud of the grave. Your life, your body, the timber jungle shall take its due. Welcome to the terror